Try to make sure this is like even. Uh, do not follow me. I'm praying to God this don't fall. I gotta sit up. Set up. Alright. Hey y'all, how y'all doing today? I'm gonna go live. Well, I am live. Okay, if you see a video when I was unboxing the brown butter emulsion, and then in another video, it was with the waffle and I just dropped it. I said I was gonna tell you more about it. Well, I'm here to tell you about it. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you about it, and then also too, I got a story time. I don't know if it's, I guess it's a story time. All right, I'm gonna get into this brown butter emulsion. Um, if you watch my channel faithfully, you know I love brown butter. I love that. I just love the smell, the taste, everything. A few weeks, well, probably a few months ago, I made a iced coffee. It was brown butter two ways. One was with the creamer, and one I wanted to actually use um the actual butter. I want the brown butter and actually use it. Yes, I can never see it. Okay. Yeah. When I went to use the creamer, and then when I went to actually use the butter. So you gotta watch it because I don't really want to get into the whole details of that. So it's like how the drink came out, even though I love the smell, I was like, yeah, I gotta be a better way to incorporate this. So then I thought about like not then, but a few weeks later, recently, I thought, wait a minute, brown butter. What about the extract? Now I know they have a butter extract, but I didn't want regular butter. I want brown butter. So I did some googling, and lo and behold, I saw it, and it was like, well, the price on the unboxing as well. So yeah. So I was like, okay, the price ain't bad, before the shipping and handling. And yeah. So what I didn't mention on that video, even though it was good and I smelled like a smidget of brown butter, I couldn't tell then, but as I was like tasting it for another recipe, I'm like, kept smelling and tasting it. You know what it's reminded me of? When I had the creamer, the brown butter creamer on that video as well. The only thing different is one is emulsion extract and one is an actual creamer. It smells just like it in all. Yeah. And if you remember that video, if you've seen that video, what I told you it smelled like, it smelled like it too. Hey, how you doing? It's kind of like further, so I can't see, but how y'all doing? Yeah, I'm just talking about this emulsion that I got, the brown butter. I said in the video if you watched it, I was gonna talk about it. Oh yeah, also too, if you hear noise in the background, ignore it. What was I saying? Yeah, so if you seen that video of me unboxing, I said I was gonna get more into detail about it. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. Also too, I want to give a story time as well. But yeah, first I'm talking about this extract. Now, like I said, its extract tastes good, but if you see the video when I did the brown butter two ways, not with the actual butter, but with the creamer, this is exactly how this smell and tastes. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not giving brown butter. It's a lot for me because I'm just so tired of them. You feel me? Now, was it worth it? It's enough for me. I'm not. I wouldn't spend it with, definitely not with the shipping. And if it was no shipping, I still wouldn't get it. What would I rate it? It's not bad, but it's not giving brown butter. And I was so excited because I'm like, yeah, how can I use brown butter and incorporate it like so it could be incorporated good in my recipes, but it still give that smell and taste. And I tell you, don't disappointed me because you did. To rate this, I would have given it a 5, but I'm gonna give it like a 5.8. And the reason why it's half, it's not bad at all, but it's not brown butter at all, really. Like you falsifying stuff. You feel me? And also too, if you remember that creamer, I forgot the price of it, but it wasn't that much at all. You better off I was better off just getting a creamer. Now the reason why I brought up to a 5.8 instead of a 5, because with the creamer, if you put like a creamer and coffee or something, the color's gonna dilute it, so it's gonna turn more lighter. Now that might be good for like iced coffee, but however, if you have like something where you want to like retain the color, you don't want to be as light, then you can use this as opposed to the creamer. That's the only reason why I rated it 0.8 higher. But yeah, I want to get this again. I want to buy this. Now if someone gets me for free, yeah, I use it. I'll use it like in a chocolate chip cookie recipe or something like that. But to say it's brown butter, you lying. Not even the color's brown. It's getting white. Girl, I just lie. Not so much. Lie through your teeth. Put you over there. Alright, so we got for that. Everybody, what's that? What's that? Hey Scarlett, how you doing? Alright, so now we got for that. So now I want to do a story time. If you just seen recently, I did a live. And on that live, I talked about when I got attacked by those pit bulls, and it was the 5-year anniversary. Now the reason why I wanted to come on today is because I wanted to give a story time, and it happened around with the dog incident. So probably like a few days prior to me getting attacked by the dogs, I lived with my maternal grandmother. However, it was my paternal grandmother's birthday. And the reason why I remember, I'll tell you in a minute. So, maternal meaning my dad. You feel me? It was her birthday. So, I called her on the phone. She lived in another state. I called her on the phone. Like, one thing about me, I was very close to my grandmothers, both of them. I might cry, but I was very close to both my grandmas. So I called my paternal grandmother and told her happy birthday. And the reason why I remember because I wanted to grill that day. If you watch my channel, you know I love grill foods on the grill. So at that time I did not know how to work a grill. I didn't know what I was doing. So my maternal grandmother, my mom's mother, she came outside, and I was like, Grandma, I don't know what I'm doing. And I don't know if I told her or my granddad. I can't really remember, but I just know my grandma came outside. When I tell you she did her thing, she got some onions, and that was my first time actually seeing that. She got some onions, and she like unraveled it or something, cut it, and she put like the peels and stuff inside of the grill, so like when that smoke and everything like fire up, the smell of the onions can like permeate. And she grilled it for me. I actually did around a little bit around that time. I dropped a video. I can't remember what it was, but it was some type of I think hamburger meat that I mentioned that was grilled. Yeah, my grandma grilled it. Like I said, that was a while ago, 5 years ago. So, yeah, she grilled up the food and everything, and I tore it up. I don't know if she had any, but she probably didn't really want it. I can't really remember, but I know she grilled it and it was good. Yeah, I know she grilled it, it was good. So, yeah, back to my paternal grandmother. I told her, I was like, she was like, what you doing? I was like, yeah, I'm out here with grandma, and she on the grill, on the grill. And she was like, your grandma on the grill at that age? She was like, that's good. And she was like, okay. So, I think that was pretty much it. I had to tell her something else. It was something small. I can't really remember now, but I just know it was something kind of like small, but I couldn't really remember at that time. So like I tell you something, Grandma, but I kind of forgot. And she was like, okay, well, baby, you remember, you can call me back. So we ended the call. So shortly after that, I can't really remember the time frame. Could have been like 10 minutes or so. I remember it, and I called her back, and then I told her, and she was like, "Oh, okay then." Like, laugh, because it was just so small, but I just really wanted to talk to my grandma again. So lo and behold, days passed by, and that's when I got attacked by those pit bulls. Like I said, if you want to know more about it, I didn't get into the whole detail because it's in my book. You feel me? But to know more about it and where you can find it at, you gotta look at that other live I did before this one. So I was in a hospital, and I was telling my family on my dad's side, like, don't tell grandma that I'm in the hospital, because I didn't really know how she would perceive it, or by you being like an older age, certain things you can't like handle certain things some more. And I thank God that she was able to handle when I had the brain aneurysm. But I didn't want to put no more pressure or anything on her, so I told him not to tell her. So I think this is like the last day that I was in there before I got released. Oh, I probably got released the day after that. But yeah, I was hearing from my family like, grandma in the hospital, she got sick. My maternal grandmother, and I was like, for real? So me in the hospital bed, calling my other grandma that was also in the hospital. So I think I asked her, like, y'all didn't tell grandma that I was in the hospital, did y'all? Because I was like, I prayed to God to be tell her, and that's the reason why, like, she in the hospital. But they told me, like, they didn't tell her anything. So I think I called the hospital, her room, but nobody didn't answer. So me being me, I'm going to get to the bottom of it. So I called the nursing station, and I said, could you please transfer me to a room such and such? They did so. I spoke to my relative, and then they because she was in the phone, she was in a room with my grandmother, and I spoke to her, and then she put my grandma on the phone. So I was like, what's wrong, grandma? What happened, grandma? And she was like, I just got sick, baby. And I was like, well, feel better, and I love you. And she was like, oh, okay then, thank you, and I love you too. And that was it. I didn't want to keep her on the phone too long or anything. So it was at nighttime, but it was like early part of the night. So later on, I ended up going to sleep. So I woke up in like the middle of the nighttime, like early in the morning, and then I got a text from my sibling on my dad's side, and they was like, "Are you asleep?" So when they text that, I kind of like already knew something was up, but I really didn't want to think nothing of it. So I was like, "Yeah, I'm up." And then they text, they was like, "Grandma passed away." When I tell you, I was so sad. So I wasn't really expecting it. I really wasn't expecting it. But my grandma did live a long time. She was in her 90s. She did live a long time. Thank God for that. Yeah, thank God for that. And me, I wanted to go to the funeral. I was gonna, even though my arm was ripped wide open and I had staples and everything in it, you think that was gonna stop me? It wasn't. However, what did stop me is another one of my siblings on my dad's side said, "No, you're not. You're not gonna go to the hospital. Grandma, she was here. She would understand. Like, you feel me? I know you're close to grandma. You want to go, but your arm is pretty much open. You're not gonna go on no bus or anything like that and travel to no funeral. Not on my watch." So I didn't go, but it really bothered me because I didn't want to go. So and I was like, yeah, they are right, because I am in a hospital, and by the time, because how we do funerals, we don't wait weeks and weeks and months. No, it's usually like a week or probably 2 weeks at the max that it's gonna happen. So my arm was not gonna be so much better after about that time frame. So, and I think the time frame that I had those stitches in, it probably would have been the exact same time when it had her funeral. So I would have been traveling with stitches, and yeah, that wasn't safe, anything like that. And you know how some people be bumping into you and stuff like that. Some people don't care. And what if they would have bumped it and ruptured it and opened back up? Yeah, so I didn't end up going. So my paternal grandma passed away. So um like a few months later, I remember because it was around Mother's Day. Me and my maternal grandmother was supposed to do something, and that day she kind of like took sick. I didn't know it was like severe. I just thought like older age, and I don't know. I just didn't really think it was like nothing like And like I said, we were gonna go somewhere, and we did end up going. So I ordered food, and we just ate at the house. So she still was doing good, like able to walk around and different things like that. And yeah, because this was May, Mother's Day, around Mother's Day time, and she was doing good, still walking around like that. And well, probably like the next month, she still was walking around and stuff like that, in the kitchen cooking, but it was like less and less because my grandma was known to like get up early, be in the kitchen, cooking food, like she was just known to be up washing every day, just up doing stuff about. But like as time like kept going on, she was like less and less in the like up. She was like in the room a lot, and then sometimes I do good. Like I could talk about her, I talk about them, and then other times it really bothers me. Um, yeah, so I just remember like getting a few things for her, like to help her out, like what you call it, a commode or like a reacher or like different things that probably could help her, but she didn't really utilize that. And then she didn't really go to the refrigerator as much, so we got like a styrofoam box, and she like kept it in her room at times. We'll like fill it back up with ice and stuff, and like some of like the um food she'll like keep in the box and like eat it like that. So also too, I kind of like knew, like I didn't know until I guess when she was in the hospital, because my grandma also too, she was known to like praise God. Like you gonna hear her singing, you're gonna hear church music, or not church music, you're gonna hear her singing, praying out loud, speaking in tongues. You gonna hear all of that. So as she got sick, like I heard that like less and less, and I didn't really like realize like how much I missed it until like she got into the hospital. So when she was in the hospital, like there was like a couple of scares. I'm not gonna lie to you, but always got in control. So I was also praying to God, like God, please don't take my other grandma away, and I know she's gonna get better. She believes in God, and it's just not the time right now. Please, Lord. So, like I said, I thought things was getting better. I even spoke about this a couple of times on my other channel as well. And there was a couple of times where like her heart stopped beating. This happened more than once, but they always got it back. And we all as a family, we agreed like if like her heart stopped one more time, then like we're probably gonna like try to resuscitate it for like one more time, but you know that's it. And then also to my other relative was saying like because I guess when you resuscitate, I didn't know then, but I guess it's like so much pressure on your chest, and there was like it's too much pressure on grandma. So we don't need to keep like doing it if like it's her time to go. Then it's just her time to go. So the last time that's when her heart did that again, went out, and we just let her go. But the I think it was when was this? I don't know if this is the day before she passed, or could have been a week, but it could have been around the time when her times when her heart went out. But when I went in there, grandma just looked like so stressed out and so like, even though she was like, um, what's the word, not conscious, but she just looked so stressed out and just so tired. You know, a person like when they can't sleep really good, and it's like they tossing and turning, and like they just like, you feel me? She didn't look good, but the night that she passed away, when we went to see her, when I tell you she looked like an angel, she didn't look stressed no more or anything. She didn't stress or anything. I know y'all usually see my joking side, but I also got a side like this sensitive side too. Like I said, I have like moments where I can talk about her and I'm good. And then there's other times where it really bothers me. But at times like this, I'm talking to people who might be dealing with grief. Like, don't give up hope. It's not the end of the world. Like God, as long as you have God, He will comfort you. He comforts me when I have moments where I'm just so sad. Like, even when like it first happened, I was just so grieved, but it didn't really last like long, and I did have like spur of the moments where it did bother me, but God always comforts me, and it's that same way with you. Whoever is grieving, like God will comfort you too. You just have to ask Him. He'll comfort you too. Um, yeah. So I just wanted to share that story because, like I said, it all happened around at that same time with the dog incident, and I kind of like it kind of like brought that up as well. But I do have like fond memories. I thank God that um because my maternal grandmother, she was the one who told me about God. Like even before my mom became a Christian, she became one when I was like a teenager. But when I was like a little girl, it was my grandma. The reason why I knew about God, church, Jesus Christ, it was my grandma. I remember when this was a few years ago. I talk about it on my other channel as well. A few years ago, I think I was talking to one of my relatives. I can't think on the computer. I don't know if they still got it. Well, they probably still do. Duh. But it was a few years ago. I was talking to my relative on the computer. I think it was like texting, but it was on the computer. And they was like, yeah, I haven't seen them in a while. And they didn't see me in a while either. And they was like, yeah, your grandma saying you're preaching not. This was before I was preaching. I wasn't thinking about serving God then. I was doing my own thing. You feel me? So when they told me that, I'm like he had cursed me out. Like he said a bad word. Said I seen you on the streets. You feel me? I just like, and I'm like, that grandma is again trying to put on. No, Jeezy. You feel me? That grandma trying to put on. She know goodness well I ain't preaching no gospel. Lo and behold, I might not be a technical like preacher in a pulpit of a church. However, then I preach the gospel when I get a chance online. Like I said, I did it more on my other channel, but I do it here every so often here too. So that did come to pass. And I remember it was a day before she went to the hospital. And she was like, I see God, I see you in your own home. Cause like I said, I was staying with her at that time. And she was like, I see you in your own home. Of course, yeah, she was like, I see you in your own home. Lo and behold, a few months later, I did get blessed with my own home. So I just love how God used her. I love how, cause she raised me also too, like the first few years of my life, and I love how God allowed for like the last few years of her life that God allowed for me to stay with her, because I think I moved with her like a year and a half before she passed away. Yeah, because after I well, when I tell you God is so strategic, like I said, I learned about God because of my grandma. My mom did get saved until I was a teenager. God knew that my grandma was gonna move to another state, so me and my siblings would have had no way to go to church and know about God. So God said, I'm gonna prepare your mom and get her saved, so that way y'all can still go to church. That way y'all can still know about me. Because a little bit after she got saved, my dad moved. Probably, I don't know. I feel like it's the same month. I don't know, but I just know it was quickly. Yeah. Yeah, I just know it was quickly. So I do thank God for that. So I learned about God and everything from that grandma, but my paternal grandma, I learned about being strong and independent. When I tell you that woman was so strong and independent, even up until I think 90 or late 80s. When I tell you this lady used to go inside her garden and hoe and Jesus, you wouldn't even know she was up in age like that. Yeah, very independent, just like, yeah. So I learned that from her. And I realized I didn't know then, but I got the love of, what do you call it then? Chinese food from both of them. Both of them love Chinese food. I know my paternal grandma liked Chinese food, loved Chinese food. Cause pretty much every birthday, that's what the family took her at. And I didn't realize that my maternal grandma liked Chinese food until I moved with her, and I'm like, oh, you feel me? So that's all I wanted to share, and I don't share it with y'all with this grandmother. If you want to get it, you can. What was it called? Like something with cookies. Cookie something. Just Google brown butter emulsion and it's something with cookies. Like I said, you can get it, but yeah, that's about it, y'all. I'm about to log out soon. All right, hey everybody. Um, all right then. That's about it, y'all. Y'all have a blessed day.